Writers, welcome back. We've been writing for a couple of days now, and it has been so much fun to see all the stories you're creating. You've done a great job of using the list of topics of possible stories that we came up with, and you're doing great at getting those in your writer's notebook. Today I want to teach you a little bit more about what we will be doing during our writing time. First of all, we will call our writing time Writer's Workshop. Let's just think about that term for a second. Writer's Workshop. We all know what a writer is. That's someone that writes, like you and I. But what about the word workshop? Have you heard of that before? What is a workshop? Turn to your partner for just a minute and discuss what a workshop is. A workshop can be a room or a building where things are made, like you see here in this picture. A person who builds tables may have a workshop in his or her garage or maybe in another building. In this room will be all the tools they need to build. An artist who paints pictures might have special paint, brushes, or paper in his or her workshop. The word workshop also means a meeting place, a place where people could gather together and talk about a specific topic. Teachers do this all the time. We go to workshops and meet with other teachers and discuss on ways that we can improve our teaching skills. In our class, we're going to use our writer's workshop as a place to meet and improve our writing skills rather than build or paint. Today I want to teach you about how Writer's Workshop will work for us in our classroom and what you can expect during this time. I'll also make a list of all the parts. When we begin Writer's Workshop, we'll start with a mini lesson. And a mini lesson is just that, a short mini lesson. During the mini lesson, I'll be thinking out loud and then I'll do some writing right here in front of you. And you can see what writers think about when they are writing. During this time, I'll do most of the thinking and talking, and your job will be to watch what I do and listen to my thinking. And don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to share with your partner what you're thinking. After the mini lesson, you'll have a chance to talk to a partner about what you've learned or what you plan to work on during workshop. Then you'll gather your tools and begin creating some writing. This part of Writer's Workshop is called independent writing. It's called independent writing because that's what you're doing, writing independently. I'll be walking around the room to admire your work and maybe to give you a tip here or there on what you could do to improve your writing. When it's time to wrap up the Writer's Workshop, I'll gather us all back here where we'll have a chance to reflect on what we did during independent writing and what we learned. This time is called reflection. That's just a fancy word that means we'll take a break from our writing work and think about what we learned about writing and ourselves as writers. Take a look at our chart. At the top I've written Writer's Workshop, and then I jotted down the different parts of Writer's Workshop. Use the chart and see if you can explain each part of the Writer's Workshop to your partner. Okay, it's almost time for independent writing. Watch me as I think about my own writing, and then you'll have a chance to do the same. What do I want to write about today? I finished the piece I was working on yesterday, so I think I'll start a new piece today. I'm going to look at the charts where we listed all of the stories we shared during the first few days. I think I'll write about the first time I tried to bake a cake and the huge mess it made in the kitchen. Let's see. I could start by saying something like, I had never baked a cake before, but I wanted to surprise my mom for her birthday. Or I could say, as I scanned the directions on the back of the cake mix, I thought it looked pretty easy. Pour, measure, mix, and bake. Boy, was I mistaken. Baking a cake was a lot harder than it looked. I like the second one better. Watch me as I get that down. Think for a moment. What do you want to write about today? Are you still working on the piece you were working on yesterday? Or are you starting a whole new piece? Look at the list of stories we shared a few days ago. Is there something from our list that you'd like to write about? Or is there something completely different that you'd like to write about today? Share your thinking with your partner. Writers, we finished our first mini lesson. So now it's time to grab your writer's notebook and begin creating. Writers, today I explained to you what you could expect during Writer's Workshop. We learned that we began with a mini lesson where we learned something about writing that we can take back with us during our independent writing time. And we also learned that at the end of our writing time, we gather once again to think about the work we did and what we learned about writing. That's what we're doing right now. Let's reflect. How did independent writing time go for you? Tell your partner how it went and then share the writing you did today.